Division. SMU going to be bringing in Jorg, Lumel, and other Murph. So thank you for giving me one name there to pronounce. It's easy, SMU. I appreciate you guys.
You don't believe in old Jorge up there? Come on, like that's got to be George. And I think
that's Org 3. The J is silent.
Org 3.
The J is silent. It's Org 3.
Well, we're gonna be going into the other side of it as OTSU bring in Dexter, Duck Duclear, as well as Sad Destroy. Hopefully they're not too sad about destroying some of these guys out on the pitch, as they're gonna be just as fast as possible working through. I believe that we are definitely, in fact, still in best of 5 territory, so this is gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna be moving in on it as we move into game number 1. OTSU, hey, those Royals will be in blue. SMU Huskies will be in orange.
I mean, early double tap opportunity. That's a great way to start off a series right there for other Murph. That is gorgeous, but that's actually going to be SMU in the blue. It is backwards, and Murph, look at the car control, look at the air roll, look at him dunking it on the face of 2 of them, Monkey Man.
You know what? We always have to keep everyone on our toes. Not just our players, but in fact, our awesome production as well. And so everyone getting dunked on as you just start off from the rip, getting a nice kind of tone setter. And that's something that you really need to run away from if you are on the other side. OTSU, the Royals, want to be able to establish themselves upfield. Nice chip shot. That's for the second attempt, but that's going to be way off target.
You got to have those, right? You already got 1 scored on you. It's nice to get those over the top, but Sad Destroyer, like you said, going to be able to do work on the cross here, of course, from Ray. Just able to beat out 2. Low boost situation for SMU, and we have a tie game. Lots of goals going on in 30 seconds.
I wonder if Sad Destroyer ever played Brick Break, because my man is knocking down the wall by taking out the up 10th corner up there and the good old upper 90s. So a good response here by the Royals, and they're already threatening what could have been a wide open net, trying to be able to chase this one from the kickoff rotation. And immediately I love that there's really no down, just hill. Everything's been uptick, really trying to establish a lot of pace and speed here in game number 1 as they look for this connection, but they come up a little bit short.
Oh, that was wide open too, and it's still open, but everybody's committed right now. It's an opportunity, but OTSU actually double commits off of this. Pass across is going to be dangerous. Nobody's able to make contact. A little bit of a team bump action going on both sides right now. So, I mean, you know what? It's great. They're non-discriminatory. We've seen bumps, we've seen demos, we've seen team bumps. You know, everybody is getting hit at some point, and it might be some game 1 jitters. It might just be them trying to play as fast as humanly possible.
It's, you know what, whenever you go to a concert and you're in the mosh pit, everyone is jumping, jiving, and bumping elbows and shoulders against one another, but you're all having a great time. And at that point, it's looking like we're just kind of going as fast as we can while still trying to at least get some value out of it. Now, what's not valuable is losing the rotation, winning a 50, and Ray finds a ray of sunshine in the opposite end. That's going to be OTSU on top.
It's just unfortunate right there. You see not Jorge coming in right there, not able to make the 50-50 work for him. But not only that, he drove right next to the ball before that whole thing transpired. And so it's just those jitters of knowing that you can qualify for nationals in game number 1. They're going to be able to get settled here. But we have to remember, Monkey Man, it's a 5-game series, not a 7-game series. You don't have a lot of time if you drop a game.
Yeah, no, this is still a mild jog, but it's our other Murph that's come in absolutely sprinting. You had a clear conference of players defensively, all at that near side post. It was chaos and then just a sharpshooter over the top of the backside defender, and Murph has been able to keep the Huskies in this game. And you know what? You and I, we know the game 1s, especially BO5s, are sometimes outliers. This one feels like both teams are ready to go.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're well-readied, well-prepared here, and they know it's at stake, so I wouldn't expect anything less from, you know, if they have a coach or, you know, even just a friend who's sitting there talking to them, as this is a nice shot right here, going to be cut off nicely by Ray. Murph has a chance to get a 3rd. The hat trick's not going to come through, though, as this pressure going to continue for SMU. Lumel not able to get up and around that one to get a shot on net. Pass back across. That is wide open. Unfortunately, the shot isn't there, and it's just so much pressure, but the final nail in the coffin not able to be found. Double commit is going to keep the ball out of the net for now, Monkey Man.
Oh, SMU, they hate open nets. They're not here for the open nets. They're here for the clips. They want to get Murph involved. They want to give him a hat trick, but instead, 2 defenders are not going to give them any space at all. And that could be one that the Huskies look back on and maybe cringe just a little bit. It was a fantastic passing play. It was outside in and just a good feed. They beat everyone, and including themselves. And now Vine, where they're going to drop a quick one on them, as that's going to be OTSU back in the lead.
I mean, I saw the challenge from obviously just a misflip right there, but it's just unfortunate. You have to cover the backboard better than that. First one has already missed the challenge. The second one has to make some form of contact with the ball. Not able to get a hand up. It's pretty much Steph Curry splash range from there. I don't mean, I've never seen somebody miss an open net from 2 inches away from it, unless it's myself, as a bump is going to come out over the top here to start us off. And we're going to get Not Jorge coming out with a nice little save there. Nice dunk here as well. Catches him out of position, and that's all it takes. 5 seconds of talking about a point, a little transitional opportunity, and we're tied back up.
We give Rocket League players just enough time to let us ramble about what happened and what was, and then they recreate what is. And apparently what is going to be the consistent factor here is constant ties. Both these teams going at each other. And if we really look at what they've been bringing to the pitch, it's about speed and scrambling, seeing what they can react with. Sad Destroys, oh, they were 1 extra touch away. They were trying to be able to get that quick wave dash and just come off the field with it. Ray with a back pass read, but ends up going way too far back, so the Royals will retreat.
Yeah, they will have to retreat here. It's a decent little touch here. Nice touch back to the wall. Going to be able to beat out 1, potentially 2. I'm seeing a lot of clustered rotation right now, Monkey Man, and it's confused me just a little bit. We're seeing a lot of people occupy the same space. They need to be able to spread out. We're seeing these passing plays. We're seeing the flip reset opportunities. We're seeing so much out of these teams. However, that has to be on target, and it is. Ray's going to be able to find it. That's a great setup. Of course, the 3-man coming out, but it's going to be Sad Destroyer getting that assist right there, hitting it high off the backboard.
My man must be a major in literature, because there was some absolute English put on the backspin of that ball, slowing it down, dropping it just underneath the crossbar to be able to get that drip underneath. And that's again going to be OTSU, the student union of players, really bringing it to the head of the Huskies. And that was made possible because of a slow down flip reset play that was able to give them that amount of space to work with. And now looking for maybe a lead upfield. The counters have been pretty good by the Huskies, but just like you were talking about a moment ago, too many times have we seen this overly clustered rotation. They got to get out of their own way.
Yeah, they got to just space out a little bit and buy themselves some time. They haven't really been able to. These clears are going way too deep into the half. We finally catch one in midfield. What do we see? Obviously, low 50 attempt. Not going to be able to come through. Ball off the backboard. Nobody there to cover it. You're not going to be able to get close. But there's a good shot. Going to be cut out by the person on the front post. We have a couple people diving in front of this one. The communication just a little bit off there. We're going to slow it down. It's going to be an interception in the midfield. Shot on target. Going to be saved out by Ray.
Oh, another feed. They're really diving on this near side post, and then that one has made the most of another tie. The Huskies, the last time they had a lead was when they scored just a few seconds into the game. A bit of patience and a lot of want is going to be George as they find it on the other side of the post. Less than a half minutes ago here, Visionary. And you got to think OTSU's been able to score just ahead of the Huskies. Huskies got to strike back and strike first before them.
I mean, just recreate whatever you did in the first 3 seconds of the game. That's all you got to do here if you're the Huskies. It's not too difficult. It's Sad going to be able to pop this one down. Oh, it's a huge mistake. The net's wide open, and that's just going to trickle on in. And one thing I can say, Monkey Man, is we've seen these teams take advantage of the large mistakes every single time.
Oh, and it's made by inches of misplaced effort, because you had other Murph. They thought that ball was actually dropping and that they were going to connect right after it hit the bounce. It went right over their car. I don't know if the A button just magically was glued down, if they just simply couldn't be able to connect. But like you told them a moment ago, replicate what you had in the first few seconds. That means go hit ball. You see other Murph to the backboard. Lumille trying to track it down. This one could end here. It does. It goes grass. They kept it up for all of an extra second, but Fat Man Mobile versus like the super striker skinny guy. So like until then, just follow what Visionary is coaching at you and simply be able to find your fundamentals, rotate around. Also, we haven't seen OTSU, the Royals, give up an early goal. So that's a great first start for them. Gotta see if the Huskies can track back, because that one was threatening.
That one was threatening, but it's a great pinch save as well. And this is going to be a quick rotation right around Ray. Going to be able to get a good one. Murph already back right here. Should be able to control this and take their time. Going to hit it high off the side. Looking for a double tap. We've already seen Murph get one, but the backboard actually going to be played this time as Lumille going to be able to get The touch around the top. Shot going to be low. Bounce shot typically undefeated, but 2 commit. And it's going to be SMU getting out ahead early once again. Murph with the goal.
I'm glad to see Murph has really not shied away from any of these attacks. They left something on the table a little bit ago, but this time is just leaving game 1 behind, keeping a consistent attack. SMU has really been able to pin in the Royals at times, and they always come away with a goal when they can. Another one that Lumil has to be able to make sure they jump up for. Defense is going to be tested here for SMU, and the Royals are going to pick their poison and their positions.
Their positioning looks a lot better this game, though. You see them a little bit more spread out, a little bit more tentative, as this one, actually, the 50 going to be won. This is looking a bit dangerous here. Nobody's able to touch that. Ray, I don't think, has a lot of boost, but the pass over to the side. Sad Destroyer going to be able to find that one right there. It's a great passing play right here. Ray kind of fakes it out, only has 12 boost, gets it high enough, and just gets it over the top. It's a beautiful play.
That's an overcommit from the backside postman. That honestly should have been left to just let the challenges develop in the corner for your front 2 and leave the backside man all the way ready to go. But instead, double commits were absolutely punished, and that's something that OTSU has been able to find. Now, they're looking for their first lead here of game number 2. Don't want to give it away to Vine. They were very tricky and mechanical in game number 1. Ray, slow go. Is it going to be a repeat of the previous goal? Oh my goodness, it could have been.
But this is going to be a counterattack opportunity. Ray doesn't have a ton of boost, able to get it out to the side. But look at Jorge right here. It's going to be cut off nicely by Ray. Not a lot of boost, but a double commit. Going to get this ball all the way down the pitch, right? But if you take control, should be a low boost situation. However, this is going to be shot out to the side. We're going to have Murph chasing it down. No boost to the name. Going to take the low 50 and win it. Grab the boost as well in the corner. Here's an opportunity. Going to be denied once again.
Oh man, opportunists out on this field, absolute merchants of mayhem. If they just find anything of negative value coming out of the side of the Huskies, OTSU trying to track it on in. That's Murph, just a giveaway, looking for maybe an extra doink, and that's going to be fed back in. George all the way. They find this lead back for the Huskies.
I mean, George did it himself right there. Nice little, it wasn't even a touch, and Murph is just bailing out, trying to get a bump and get in the way of Vine. It ends up working out, so you got to be proud of that. Of course, SMU just cleaning their things up a little bit. Their counterattacks already looked good in game 1. They continue to look great in game number 2.
All right, so Huskies did commit the majority of mishaps whenever we saw game 1. I think all that extra speed maybe got in their heads, but they've been able to clean things up, and that's made things much more difficult for OTSU. They had a nice extra passing play that happened in that tight corner, but George not overextending. They're going to get challenged here by Ray. I don't know where you were trying to go, Murph. That one was dangerous. It's just as dangerous. It goes off the sidewall, hits every single post, and then it will scream out to the corner. OTSU really making the Huskies sweat right now.
They're making them sweat, but it's a repeat of what happened in the last game for SMU. Is the double tap not going to be red? This one's going to be shot over the top, and Vine is going to be able to catch back up to it, luckily enough. Nice little controlling touch, but not able to get it through the meal. Is this going to be shot all the way down the pitch? Vine tries to pre-jump that one and just bails out. Great bump here from Mother Mirth, potentially saving a goal. That was going to be a great counterattack opportunity. Totally shut down right there as the double commit comes out from the Huskies once again.
The Mill's going to have a solo play right now as they find Murph kind of in a weird position, and George is really plinking around, forcing the defense to at least stretch a little bit wider. Ray has been pretty comfortable about it going upfield, and now they're hoping they'll be able to get something from Sad Destroy to be able to get them moving as well. Bit of chaos, looking for bumps, looking for a demo, maybe looking for an open net. Nothing doing as of yet. Second man will come through, and a double commit does at least stop them. We have less than 100 seconds remaining, and OTSU has found a lot more viability upfield, and just got to have this good communication. Huskies soft double commits a couple extra times. They just need to make sure they don't leave anything for free. Finding some big demos though.
Yeah, I mean, the demos are always nice, right? But it's going to be so difficult to make anything work here, just because we've seen that foundational rotation of OTSU do a decent job so far. Boost over ball right there though might be the demise. However, SMU not able to get the ball in the back of the net. 1:05 remaining right now. Double tap down. Shot really not going to have an opportunity to go ahead and get out. This is going to be a great pass over. 1v1 right now. George not with a lot of boost, not able to get much of anything. It's going to be tapped over to the top once again. Boost stolen here. Bad touch right in front of the box. You're going to be able to make a touch. Murph fakes it. It goes off the crossbar. It's still in the box, and it's stuffed in by Lumil, and that should be game number 2 here for SMU.
Open net, no. Half net, no. One little corner the size of a car, sure. Lumil says yes. They invest all in, and that one should put this at least a little more out of reach. You got to score twice, and you have to do it with time remaining off of the second one. Royals have not found the freebies that were available pretty much all the time that we're seeing in game number 1 from the Huskies. Huskies have played an absolute banger of a game number 2 at this point, and with better communication, play fundamental Rocket League, getting a 4th goal? Sure, why not? Let's make it even more difficult.
They're just doing a good job right here, just peppering the backboard, understanding that nobody's there. You get this touch. I mean, Murph, you could have possibly put that one in, but hey, leave it for your teammate, have the third dive in. If you give up a goal in that situation, the absolute worst happens, hey, we still got a cushion, right? It would have been 3-2 in that scenario. So, you know what? Dive, go ahead, get those goals. Try to just get yourself some momentum heading into this game number 3, because the series, it's going to be tied. You're basically right back at 0-0.
As we look at this as well, this will put us into a BO3. Someone's got to win the next couple of games. And Huskies have woken up. They came into this as the number 1 seed. They didn't get to play a quarterfinal as it was OTSU. They were able to beat Ottawa Garnet and a 3-0 sweep. So this one is a true test right now. The first game was surprising, but it's been the Huskies that have been thriving. I say senior, but it's a lot of juniors out of the Huskies. Everyone over there is somewhere in the junior, maybe to sophomore realm. And then you have a full mixture here of OTSU. You got to see what they can bring to be able to get themselves in better pecking order, because they had a very fast and effective mechanical style. Want to see how much of that can develop going into this 3rd iteration. This series not over, guys. Still a lot more on the table.
There's so much more on the table right now, and it's looking like OTSU is going to be trying to threaten here. The meal. This is a great touch. Oh, did he catch out the defense? The answer is yes. Lumel just going to throw that one right over the top. That is absolute money, and that's a very aggressive defensive pass in the box, but it works out in their favor.
Oh man, that's a lovely no flip bang just off the tip of the nose, getting as much of the velocity off the corner of your car, especially as that one came down for the ceiling. A great read too, because some players will look up at that and think it's going to float. They saw the collision and immediately jumped after it. So good looks there by the Huskies to be able to capitalize. Vine is going to let this one go all the way to Ray, play for some control, but let's talk about Lumil. They've really been able to get this team advancing upfield. If George can't do it, it's Lumil that's setting them up.
And it's just been a kind of great job of getting everybody involved, right? Other Murph was hugely successful in game number 1 as a double commit, gets the save. Sometimes that's what it takes to keep it out of the net. But we see Lumil over here, we see George getting a little bit more comfortable as this series progresses. So it might have just been those jitters. Maybe it's the first time they've played in a semifinal like this. Trying to guarantee yourself nationals is massive. This play right here by Ray as well could be massive. Drop down in front, going to be cut out by George.
Ooh, okay. All right. So that one ends up going through as well. And this has been an elongated stay on this front half, but now going to be at least collecting some extra rent, and they cannot pay for it. So got to take a step back, see if you can go back again. A bump to the face. Very cool by Jorge, but instead, Sad Destroy will be in chase. That's going to be a double commit into this corner, but no one there to try and profit from out of Ottawa. So got to see if they're going to get back in working order. Vine, individual dribbling. They take this entire lean. No one's making the good read. Maybe one extra bang. They decide to play for a possession instead, or maybe at least give all their teammates a chance to rotate.
Oh, that's a great demo, though. This might free up the backboard. There's a good bump as well. It's going to be dropped down right in front of the box, and Lumel going to be there once again. It's Lumel putting SMU up 2-0.
Oh, I feel bad for Ray. They had a couple of soft touches, and they just simply couldn't get anything behind the ball to get the clear. It was chaotic on that backboard, especially off of some fantastic demos and bumps, just really stalling out the Royals. This could be a third. Oh, the strike ends up being a pass. Every missed shot is, in fact, a pass if finding the opportunity. Other Murph gets caught up in transition, but they can trust in their teammate to get that stop.
And once again, it's just the kind of solid rotation that we're seeing right now as Ray accidentally centers this one right in front of the box. It's a great touch by his teammate to bail him out there. Sad Destroyer at least able to do some work. Here's Murph up to the skies. Not a lot here as the bump. I'm sorry, the 50 going to go in Jorge's favor. This is basically 100-0 as Vine looking for a bump. Not going to be able to find it. Over the top we go once again. No defensive passing needed here. Finally a clear for OTSU. Problem is, MonkeyMan, they don't need a clear. They need a goal, and they might find it here. Drop down. It's going to be swat. It's going to be shoved in. 4 cars are in the vicinity, and somehow that finds the back of the net.
This was a great initial grab by Other Murph, and 2 on the back end, 2 on the front end. A little bit more velocity there with the Royals as they just slam it on home. Sometimes it doesn't need to be skill. Sometimes you just have to jump at what is available. Sod Destroys, by the way, is apparently it's not sad. It's just sod. I thought it'd be sad, but they're not sad. They're just all about the gardening sod, I guess.
I vibe with it. I mean, I do have to cut grass now. We, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we are old. So if he's a sod destroyer, just come do donuts in my backyard, please. I want to get rid of it. That's a huge whiff. Oh my, Ray's going to be able to punish. And I'm saying, hey, they needed it clear. It was 2-0. Look how quick this game is flipped on its head.
3 players existed on this corner, and then you had the third man rotate because there was a lot of trust that at least 2 teammates that went out to midfield would challenge and connect, and instead there was a lot of nothing. So at 100 seconds, what was looking to be a much cleaner venue here for the Huskies, it's gonna be OTSU. That is in fact fighting back Vine, slowing things down, trying to get it around Jorge, and now slowing things again as they're looking for an extra chip shot. This is a lot of verticality being gained by SMU, but they don't ever get a shot on target. Ray, flip reset. You're gonna use a no double tap, but doesn't need it as Sod destroys the back of the net.
Sod right here, just able to throw that one in, but this is all built by Ray. Over the challenge, the demo coming through from Vine, that is complete sellout right there. If anyone gets a touch, that's a goal on your end. However, trust in the team, get the right setup, and now OTSU is up 3-2.
All right. Off
4-2.
to the backboard. Oh, not another one. It was 2-0 at one point. I must remind you of recent history. 4 in a row by the Student Union Royals out of Ottawa. These guys are absolutely killing it, and Huskies completely caught unawares. This is like being let off the leash on both sides, but I guess the Royals were let off first.
The Royals definitely were. Here's another opportunity, though. And just not the best touch. Okay, so back and forth we go. We're going to get 3 goals in a total of 20 seconds as Other Murph able to put this on net, and OTSU committed my Cardinals Center Rocket League. It's if you have a person hard cheating that far up, once you grab that corner boost, turn towards your net, because if it's going to roll in the corner, you're still going to be first to it anyway.
I'm going to learn Canadian geography one day because apparently it's Ontario. So there we go. Either way, less than a minute. There has been a lot of goals in a short amount of time. SMU has really kind of sold the farm, but they got one back, and that's what matters the most. Lumel going to try and bring this one out, and Vine looking for a pass over to Sod. No Gardner, just by name. The putback, what a save by Lumel. They're going to come up on that half-minute mark here, Visionary. Both these teams just itching to try and get to match point.
That was a phenomenal pass back right there. It's going to just allow OTSU to continue to keep this pressure as we hit that 30-second mark. It continues to go down. There's Sod. That's a rocket from midfield. That's Steph Curry range right in the back in the middle of the net.
My man just throw in half courts, whatever. That is fantastic. What an interception. What a read. Slamming it on home from way downtown. And OTSU, I'm just going to stick to that. I'm not going to even pretend I know Canada, is absolutely bringing the heat at this point. Huskies had just this small chance. What was their game simply has been stolen outright. 5 goals gained, 4 in a row. They just need to keep this one planted all the way to the back end. If they score it in this moment, they had a chance, but that one's going to be gone, and it's going to be OTSU on match point here in this semifinal.
You definitely love to see it if you're a fan of OTSU. They've just kind of flipped everything down. They put the thing down, flipped it. We may or may not have been told that these were still best of 5s, but you know what? They got a little bit more time now. It is not, in fact, match point as the Huskies look to get off to a quick start again. It's going to be a nice dunk and the finish from Murph. Who else but Murph at this point? He always scores the first goal of the game.
Apparently that's true, and it's at least true 2/3 of the time, or half the time. Regardless, OTSU, we'll see them getting dunked on again. So if you've been wondering about all the inaccuracy, the non-information, you know all you need to focus on is that Rocket League is being played between an orange team and a blue team, and that's what you're seeing in real time right now. Huskies, they're going to be up first in this first half minute. Ray to the backboard, looking for their own double. What a denial by Murph.
That's a great job, but this is still dangerous right now, and Murph's going to be back on this. Probably not the clear he was exactly looking for, because this one is going to stay in the blue half. As they look to continue down, here's Murph over the top of one. Going to be one lone defender in the back. Here's the opportunity that you're looking for through the top. It's going to be cut off by Saad once again. It's a great job right there. The last person back being asked to do everything and is able to accomplish it, as this one's going to be on net, but just not enough mustard on that shot to get it through.
See if they just slow down what is being brought. Now, here's the thing is that SMU, so effective at really being able to kind of slow down the game when they're in the back half of OTSU and just not allowing them a lot of upfield just counterplay. But they also get caught up on each other right there. That is the absolute definition of what's been hampering them, and it's themselves.
Yeah, this one's just a self-enforced error right there, a miscommunication. But Murph, I know you're in an awkward position there, but that's the exact reason why you don't rotate ball side. Just bad things tend to happen to good people when you rotate ball side.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be. Simply put, that's the kind of issue that ends up just developing. It could be out of nowhere and it's accidental, and luckily it's 1-1. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you are, in fact, on the Huskies side, you want to find consistency, because OTSU, they were able to get 5 a moment ago on you. Looking for a pass. Oh, my goodness. That, again, you see just the call-off that is needed right there. Lumo went for it going across, and there was actually a slow play being developed. That's going to be the third man coming up. Nice step up by Ray, at least keeping the defense honest. A nice demo as well, as Saad is going to get destroyed, and now trying to find a doink pass just to keep this one volleyballed in the middle of the pitch.
And it's going to be up to Murph here. Gets a nice first touch. However, that's going to be read completely out. And now Ray is trying to chase it down. Unfortunately, shot not on target. Not going to be able to get around it either and get a setup, as OTSU looks to set up camp here in the offensive half. Ball in the box. Going to be tried to clear on the side. Once again, it's going to be OTSU doing a great job. There's a dunk. It's massive from Vine there. However, they're not out of the woods, as Ray has to win this challenge, and he does.
Ooh, that's a back pass to the wrong team, and Lumel was just simply giving it a chance. Murph is going to commit. That is something that Murph has done a lot. Really is the cleanup man to try and look for options that are just bouncing off the board. Looking for a redirect. Vine sticks it in, at least for a chance. And now Murph is just playing with this off of just a decoy run. It is so many demos, and that was dicey for the side of the Royals. Vine is out of boost, but not out of options, as they try to flick that one upfield, and Jorge gets intercepted.
It's a great job by Ray here to cut this one off. It's going to be back into the orange half we go, but this is turned into the battle of the midfield for the most part. Shot on net. As soon as I say it, of course, is going to flip the thing down, as Ray able to get the save over to the top once again in the box. Going to slow it down, try to take possession. Up, down, bouncing around. It is not out of the orange half just yet, as OTSU is just looking to try to find a way to get into this blue half. They haven't been able to yet. The boost, the bumps, all starting to fall for the Huskies, but another miscommunication might be the death of them. Here's the opportunity you need. The breakaway, the flick, saved by Jorge.
Oh, but then it's not over. Ray's going to be dropping in like a drop of sunshine, and Vine's going to try and keep this one going just as well. That's a double commit. Jorge in a bad way, but Vine just cannot get a connection. OTSU, this offense will sputter out, but at least continues to keep the Huskies from advancing too quickly. There was a couple times that we really could have gotten the Royals to strike true and strike fast. Oh, that is just awkward, and that's going to end up going top 90. Ray doesn't leave an opportunity behind.
It's just, I mean, it's awkward all over the place. Jorge doesn't get the best touch. Vine's going to just force that one through, and we don't have anybody rotating back post once again. There's nobody that has momentum that is able to make a save on a slow shot like that. Two people peppered in front because they're low on boost, and this has been SMU's just story the entire day so far. When they rotate well, they look phenomenal. However, it hasn't been consistent at all throughout this series.
No, not one bit. But this is also something that the Huskies need to be a little bit afraid of. Now that we know straight up that this is best of 7, this would have been even sweatier at this moment, considering that could have been match point. But considering this is best of 7, you've got time. You don't then want to put yourself down 3 games. That is a gentleman's reverse sweep necessary in order to get beyond OTSU. This one's going to plink but not sink, as it will be found by 2. Crisscross applesauce right on top of the crossbar. Saad is going to back pass it. That has a lot of heat, but Vine brings it all the way back up. Lumel, can they and Murph combine? That's a great bit of communication. They told Lumel, hey, sit down, I got this, and they had the follow-up.
Yep, they're doing a better job. However, that's just a gnarly bounce that gets away from Jorge there. The doink gonna be down in front. Oh, but Lulu can't get the touch. And now the counterattack is on. They have the presence. They have the power. They have the goal. OTSU gonna be moving to match point most likely with 12 seconds left on the board.
You got to have a kickoff goal. If there's anyone that I can trust, then it's Murph to be able to go and find that. But it is not what you want to see if you are the Huskies. That is way too much being left out on the field. And of course, they really compress where the Royals kind of sit in their own back half. But that one should put it on ice. Vine is going to take their time. They're going to extend this one in the air. It's not going north and south. It's simply going to the house. And that's going to be OTSU now on proper match point. So sorry for the inaccuracy before, but now we know how they got to settle this score. It's the Royals.
And into goals. However, it's looking like Ray has the first chance here. The Wifty is going to put other Murph in a bad position. However, they're able to get through there. Another shot opportunity going to be denied as the counterattack is on. However, Vine going to get back in time. This is just 20 seconds. We're already starting off this hot.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just feels so often like the Huskies are all trying to commit to being the hero. And OTSU is much more patient about how they're going to connect upfield or at least laterally as well when they have to deal with that kind of pressure. Gotta see if that will come back to bite them, especially as you're getting some of these dagger-like shots, but quickly cleared away. Jorge with a fantastic steal, and Ray and Vine, they're just going to sit on back.
Yep, and I mean, that's kind of smart right there. You did have one up the field you were going for. That pass is Murph not able to get the flip reset here. It looked like he got it. I'd be complaining about that one. Thank you, Central Servers. We're not using you for this game, but, you know, we can just go ahead and say that. This is going to be over the top right here. Jorge looking for the touch, not going to be able to find another Wifty in the corner. Might open up some opportunity. Once again, the man himself is going to be Jorge, who's just able to clear all this out. Nice little no flip there. Unfortunately, not able to continue that momentum down. So we hit about 3:30 and what appears to be the lowest scoring game of this entire series.
I imagine it comes down to 1-0 after we'll have at least a bunch of active scoring ventures. That's a flip. Oh, wow. Actually, that's a great takeaway as Jorge was looking for the squishy, but instead it is just pick your pocket steal. Vine, no more extra boost, no adjustments, not going to be necessary as a ripper goes on target. Ray finds first purchase.
And backboard defense proving to be critical once again. Vine able to get the touch, Reed not able to be made. And when the shot is in front of the box like that, I'm sorry, 68 miles an hour. You can try your darndest, but you're not saving that one that far in front of the net.
Not at all. Also, we got Central servers. Where's my Canadian servers? Come on, bring them up. Well, they don't need them because they're obviously just hitting these connections just fine. Sod is going to find another one very quickly, and that was both Jorge as well as Murph going for the same rip off kickoff and just leaving it on a moment where I believe Lumille had to dive, and they just did not connect.
Yeah, Ray won 2 phenomenal 50s there, though, right? You have somebody who is cheating up, who has momentum over you. Oh my, that's going to be dangerous, though, because it's still going to be in front of the net. However, going to be shot out to the side. So SMU going to avoid disaster for about 5 seconds before Ray's finally able to find another one. And it's looking like OTSU is going to run through for this series and also qualify themselves for nationals.
Oh, man. Look, we got 3 minutes, but I've seen a 2-0 go wrong. 3-0 is a little bit more spicy, and what was our lowest scoring venture is definitely still the lowest scoring for the Huskies, as they're not seeing this go in a great direction, especially after coming in as the #1 seed. The #4 here out of OTSU is looking like they've learned something throughout this entire season, as well as this playoff run, looking for nationals maybe in their near-side future. That's going to be Sod chasing it down, just denying any gain of territory here by the Huskies.
The gain of territory, however, lost right now. This is going to be down in front. Opportunity is going to be there. Nice little pinch, going to get this out to the midfield. Look how far up SMU is playing. They don't realize that they still have half a game left right now. You don't have to push up and throw the kitchen sink at it yet, but you might after Ray slams this one home.
They may have to go and get their bigger, better brothers and give them the controller, because right now this is looking like a disappearance of the players that were doing so well in the previous bit of the series. What a tag there by Ray, who has just been implementing some furious offense. We're at the midway mark. We've gained 4 goals, all for the Royals. But on the other side, this downhill run of game number 5, we've at least got 1 for the Huskies.
I mean, we've seen OTSU get 5 in a row. Why not SMU, right? I mean, why not at this point? You know, it's possible. Nice kickoff goal there. Again, Cardinal Rocket League. If somebody is going to cheat up, turn back to your net when you grab the corner boost. It's not rocket science. It's just Rocket League. Okay. I mean, I know all these kids.
Isn't it rocket science?
No, it's Rocket League, man. Rotations are easy. Rocket League is hard.
You're right. Yeah, every diamond in all my lobbies ever. You're right. Huskies. They have to find more. You can't just rest upon this one, especially you can't give chances like that. Too many times that we've seen open instances of just leaving it up to the Royals if they want to take a shot on target. Murph calling off Jorge just before they end up going to the grave, and now they get a front row seat at seeing how the rest of the team does before the respawn comes through. Going to be very patient, but they got to start lurking upfield because they're just allowing the Royals to get into the back cage and really rattle the bars.
Yeah, the rattling of the bars is there, but there's a backside demolition as well, but a little bit of a miscommunication. This ball is just nowhere. 404, just ball touch not found. It's not even defense not found or offense not found. Just literally touch it as the Musty is going to come out here. I don't know how you go from Musty flicking like that to completely just having 3 people miscommunicate, but you know what? Individual versus team play sometimes. It makes a difference as this ball's going to be down in front. Not the best touch here from Jorge. That's a rocket. It's going to be just off of net. The doink going to come out. However, that's going to allow OTSU to potentially keep the possession as that gets yoinked. This ball, it's wide open and it's just missed. Those opportunities have to be had right now.
That's when you don't have the full field awareness of where your opponent is, because that if they happen to know that there was enough time to let that one develop, then that one was going to be a second goal here for the Huskies. But it's starting to look pretty bleak. Less than a minute to go. You still got to get 3. It's a 2-on-no-one as Murph is now going to be the first one into camera shot here for SMU, but they're losing 50-50s quicker than I lose at the casino, and that is a lot. That's going to go other way, though. Lou Mill is able to get at least 1.
Lou Mills just great 50 right here and a very quick reaction in the corner and just gets the angle. And I mean, that's just not expected by Vine, and I can't say I blame him there. That was a very quick reaction, a very good read. And hey, you're within 2, you got 45 seconds. It's plausible. It's not impossible, especially when kickoffs keep going your way like this. It's going to be down in front, tap down. Lumil doesn't have the read. Net wide open, but Ray not able to get it on target and get around it. So it's going to be still alive right now for SMU.
Sod coming up right there was actually the most unwise thing and the most daring, and yet it is something that OTSU is implementing because they are just going as fast as humanly possible. The best defense for them is a very active offense. 15 seconds approaching. Jorge gonna turn on this one, winning a 50-50. They're gonna get the takeaway, gotta get a score, looking for something, and you gotta get more than that to the crossbar. Murph keeps this one alive with 9 to go.
Oh, you love to see that. This pinch right here is so perfect. You know, the pinches in Rocket League are finicky. That could have gone 14 miles across the pitch, maybe into Aquadome, wherever else. However, it sits in front of the net, and now SMU has a chance. 9 seconds remain. The kickoff, pivotal, trying to go back right, not going to happen. However, the game doesn't end till the clock hits 0. Pass down, going to be glopped up in the air. It's going to be a nice first touch, but not a lot of boost to go ahead and get a second. This is just dropped down, unfortunately. And SMU, the 1 seed, going to catch the March Madness style upset from OTSU.
Hey, you know what? And once they hit that top 4 situation, it is all gravy because it just comes down to who has the gut check. Well, OTSU, that's going to be on.